Okay, Dr. Stedman, we had another question,
We
right?
had another question. Yes, I don't know who it was, but whoever it was, speak up. Okay, did we have another question?
On the peer reviews?
Okay, we'll move on, Dr. Revis. We'll ask that question later on if
Okay. All right, let's go back to the agenda. And these are your week 10 requirements. Of course, you're going to be finishing up assignment 7, okay, by the 26th at 6 p.m. And then you've got to worry about starting assignment 8. Dr. Stedman, I have had a couple people turn it in, but I haven't provided feedback, but I will get on that. If you're ready to turn in assignment 7, turn it in early. That way you can start getting on assignment 8. So let's look at assignment 8. Dr. Stedman, you want, let me turn it over to you
no,
for that?
just go ahead and just open it up. Do we need to
Well,
look at the rubric first?
yes, let's do that. Okay, let's start here.
Go ahead, Dr. Revis, and then I'll chime in on
Okay.
these things too.
So, in this assignment, you're first going to do 2 presentations. You've got to do a presentation to school leaders and to a focus group. Now, the presentation should contain the same information, but you're just doing it in 2 separate settings. So, you've got to get with your school principal, an assistant principal, one or the other. Okay, I know they're hard to get. And with your focus group, I would suggest using the same focus group that you used several assignments ago. So you put together a presentation um, in a PowerPoint, deck slide, Google Slides, whatever. So your presentation needs to encompass everything you've done this semester. A, the data. How did you identify your most pressing academic need? And 2, how did you identify your target student group? So you're telling the story with this slide deck. Next, you're going to talk about share results when you had your interviews and your focus group and gathered that additional qualitative data. Next, you're going to talk about your research. What did you find in your research that suggests possible solutions to the underperformance of this target group of students? Now, remember, yes, you can talk about scheduling, and yes, you can talk about parent involvement and engagement, but don't forget you've got to present at least 1 to 2 instructional practices in your growth plan or in your action plan. So you're using and ultimately present that action plan in that template. So it's about working and telling the story of everything you've done this semester and putting it, number one, in a slide deck, and number two, talking about it narratively. Okay. And you describe your presentations, um, and you're doing this so you can get feedback. Now, I'm not going to tell you how to gather feedback. I'm not going to do a feedback form, but you need to think about the questions you're going to ask after your presentation. And then you talk about how you analyze and synthesize the feedback. And how did you use it to make any revisions? And you'll talk about these other things too. How comprehensive is the plan? How relevant are the proposed strategies? Now, these are great questions you could ask the group.
Dr. Revis, also just a reminder, you've got a partner now. So anytime the two of you want to look at this together and come up with some ideas together, you can
Mhm.
Zoom and do this as well. You've got a Zoom partner that you can work with from this point on.
And then you've got a final revised action plan. You have to tell us what you're revising, and you do need to consider feedback. Now, what if your group says, well, we can do A, B, and C, but we're not going to do any instructional strategy. We're not changing what we're doing. Well, you got to step up with some leadership, and you've got to convince them that we at least need to identify one instructional practice that we all can agree upon, that if we do this, our student performance will improve. So, excuse me, remember I told you last time, and I'm just telling it like it is. Teachers are going to want to improve everybody else, the schedule, the discipline, the parents, everything else, but their own instructional practice. Because it's a lot easier in our minds to change everybody else but ourselves. So if you get that pushback, you just need to think about how you're going to talk about the data, talk about your research. Maybe there's another instructional strategy that you could pull out, or maybe start with a smaller piece of that instructional strategy. I don't know, but you've got to get instructional strategies or keep them in your final plan, or you won't be able to use this moving forward. Okay, so here's the rubric: stakeholder feedback, describe the process you used, um, describe your focus group meeting and how you collected feedback, S- solicit strategic feedback to inform the selection of the plan strategies and their implementation details.
Dr. Revis, you said something very important, and I hope that, again, your work has got to be such that it can be used when you go into your next semester.
Right. If not, you're gonna have to start all over.
Right. So,
Any questions about that? What if you get pushback? Anybody got any good ideas?
I think you need to get support from your principal, who should be supporting your work already.
Yes. If it were me, I would definitely take my presentation to the admin first.
right.
And Dr. Stedman, it's again building relationships and them trusting you. Because believe it or not, your teachers do want all children to learn. I firmly believe that.
I do
If I
too.
didn't believe that, I couldn't be teaching. I believe all teachers want all children to learn, but they may not always know the right practices to employ in order to address a specific group of students. And so I think people will want to try things. And so I would always go into it very positive, that I know you want to try things. I know we want to see us move the needle a little bit with this group of students, and so on and so forth. Be real positive,
Well,
but
and
have a
also,
backup plan.
also, you have the power. It's in your control. Be selective who your focus group is.
Hmm.
Just if you know there's going to be somebody that's going to be a Nancy naysayer on everything, that wouldn't be in my focus group. That's the bottom line.
Bottom line. And if you really think about this, who needs to be in this focus group? Well,
Somebody
if
speak
I
up.
am,
Somebody speak
yeah,
up.
who's going to be in this
Who do
focus
you
group?
think? Who do you think needs to be in the focus group? And you don't need a large number. Dr. Reffes, I would say four, five, maybe 4 or 5
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
My area and my target group, uh, math, I'm in South Carolina, so math is the area, special ed is the target group. So my focus, I have two focus groups. I have a special ed group because inclusion and the intensive kids, I teach the intensive, I teach the inclusion classes. So I have 47 kids with an IEP. So my focus group actually kind of includes me and the special ed teachers on my hallway, and then the math PLC is my other focus group.
Okay, that's good, Christy.
exactly. And if there was ever a time that you could combine your math and at least one or two representatives from that other focus group, that would be great. That would be golden. Anybody else? Engage the people you think you're going to be working with next semester. But again, be selective. You get to select these people.
And when you meet with leadership, I would include my coaches in that meeting if my principal would allow, because you're going to need them next semester.
Hmm.
And some of you are already coaches. So anybody that your peers that coach as well, include them in the leadership part of this.
Now, your helpful hints document, excuse me. Boy, it's just an outline, isn't it? I didn't give you hardly anything. And that's because we're trying to wean you away from that. And I'm so thrilled that I have heard several of you talk about getting in that handbook. That's what you got to
Hmm.
do. Roll your sleeves up and get
Right.
to know that handbook. And you're unpacking a rubric like you unpack your state standards for your teaching, and that's all you're doing. But it's just an outline. That's it. And that's all you need at this point. I'm convinced. When you do your revised plan, use the same graphic organizer with your revisions that you used in assignment 7.
And you can make whatever changes you need to make as a result of your focus group and your presentation to your leadership team. Anything you need to make.
Assignment 8 takes a little time because you got to do your focus groups. Then you've got to synthesize their feedback, and you've got now, if you don't want to take their feedback and these same people are going to be working with you next semester, that won't sit too well with them. So I would at least take a little bit of their feedback. Okay. And particularly, of course, anything your principal says, if your principal says, I want them to play tiddlywinks every other day because I believe that's beneficial instructionally, then play tiddlywinks because the principal's in charge. Now, they're not going to say that, of course, but if you do a good job of showing your data, presenting your information that you've already collected and your research, I don't think you'll have a problem, one, with them allowing you to do some different instructional strategies. Any questions on this? It's a lot to do. This is your last big assignment. Assignment 9 is more of a reflection, you reflecting on the leadership practices based on those North Carolina standards that you've used in the semester. This is due November the 2nd. And the last thing I'm going to show you is your Artifact 2 peer review checklist. So let's look at that. It is not hot linking for some reason. Give me,
Not on there, Dr. Revis, but it will open up. I don't know why. It'll open
I
up.
don't, I don't
I,
either.
I put mine already in my, if you stop sharing and I will share.
Oh, okay. I was
Answer
going
the
to go.
questions while I'm pulling that up. Jennifer and Gwen have questions.
Okay, Jennifer.
I'm sorry, I'm still confused, Dr. Revis. On Blackboard, I think this is what I'm struggling with. I
Okay.
understand assignment 7 and assignment 8, but it was my understanding that the peer review was due on November. Let me look on the Blackboard again. November 23rd, the peer review. What am I not understanding?
What you're understanding, Jennifer, is I've got the wrong due date in there.
Are you sure? So it says on Blackboard NCPPA peer review number 1, it says due date November 23rd.
Yeah, that's wrong. That's
That's
my error. Yes. I'm sorry.
so on the Blackboard it's wrong, or on the agenda it's wrong?
On Blackboard, it's wrong
Okay.
because we're going to be at the end of the semester in November 23rd.
Okay.
I will go change that. Thank you. That's why you're confused.
Yeah.
I
Thank you.
confused you.
And I didn't catch that either, Jennifer. I'm sorry.
Okay, Gwen.
Okay. For the slide presentation, can I use part that I did with the principal the first time because it has all that data stuff?
Of course.
Okay.
Of
And am I
course.
just making one and presenting it twice?
If you think that, yes, you can. Yes.
And also just to go back for the what we're submitting for the other assignment, we're not including the action plan in that, are we? The one we're submitting to the state?
If it's not in that list of things they have to submit, Dr. Revis, they won't, I don't think.
I don't think you'll have to talk about it.
Right.
Okay. You'll have to talk about it narratively, but you may not have to submit that template as an artifact. Okay.
And to be honest with you, we're still working through that before we get there to make sure that what we tell you, we know exactly so we're not quite at that place yet. We're still, remember we told you we have to be a step ahead of you for the most part at this point, but we should have that maybe by next week, Dr. Evans. We can tell them that for sure.
Yeah, I don't think you'll put your action plan unless it asks for it in one of those artifacts. Not artifacts, they call them something else. Um, but you will have to describe it and talk about it. Nicole?
Okay, so I just want to make sure that I understand what is due. So of course we have the assignment that's due the 26th and we can turn it in early, of course would be wonderful. On the
Yeah.
second, we have the peer review, the assignment 8 and the 1,500 word memo. Is that correct? Due November 2nd?
Well, in order to do your peer review, in order for your teammate to review your work, that's going to have to be done ASAP.
Yes, ma'am. I just we're turning it all into Blackboard on November 2nd. Is that correct?
You're not turning your memo into us
Okay.
ever. We
Okay.
can't see that. That's going to be part of what you're going to upload to NCPPA.
Okay. I think
You
that's where I was
got-
getting confused. My thinking was
Right.
like 3 things into Blackboard, and then I was just confused a little bit.
Yeah.
Nicole,
You're doing
Nicole,
2 things now. Okay.
Nicole, in any of you, this is for peer review 2, but just pretend this is peer review 1.
Okay.
Exactly what you do on this checklist is what you're going to submit to Dr. Revis and me for a grade.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
That's all we see. We cannot look at the work that you've got to submit to NCPPA. We're not allowed to look at that.
Okay.
But your peers can look at it.
Okay.
And get feedback from them.
Right.
And I'm talking about feedback, this paragraph is unclear. I don't know what you're trying to say here. I mean, you don't have time to pussyfoot around to giving feedback. Okay? Give good, honest, quality feedback. Amanda?
Hey there.
Hey,
First of all, thank you everybody for your prayers. And I have two questions. The peer review number two that you're looking at, it is still showing needing access on our Blackboard. And then on our Blackboard, it is also showing that the solicit feedback assignment 8, component 3 solicits input and feedback from our presentation is also due on November the 2nd. And that one's not due until the 9th. Is that correct?
Okay, right. Dr. Revis, you know what she's talking about, don't you? Let us look at that, Amanda. I thought I went back and looked at what you had sent me, and it opens up and it says you have access on my end. So I will have to look at that together, Dr. Revis and I.
Okay.
now as
Okay.
far as the due dates, Amanda,
Yes, ma'am.
I think, let me go back and check right quick.
And this is in,
Assignment 8
Right before
you-
class, I went back in there again, Amanda, and I looked at everything. And Dr. Revis's students, it's not in her shell yet. I created this not before, and she and I have not been together to talk about it putting in her shell yet because we didn't need it. So it's going to be there, but it opens up in my shell and it shows that it is open to all students. So I'll have to go back in there and figure it out, why it's not allowing you.
it could be on my end as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Christy, look in yours. I know you're going to ask a question. Look in yours and see if under assignments that you can open up peer review number 2.
Amanda, assignment 8, and your peer review 1 is due on November the 11th. I mean, November the 2nd. I'm sorry. November 2nd.
and that's the okay. That's after we've done the 2 presentations.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Peer,
Okay, got it. We're good now.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
Christy.
Hey, I am just clarifying really, and I was trying to find assignment 8 also. If I go into assignments, it just says, hey, upload here. I don't, okay, I can open up the helpful hints. My question was really about the 3 different places that we are uploading things. So we are uploading to y'all in Blackboard. All of the task 1, the task 2, we are uploading to NCPPA. What are we uploading to TaskStream, or is that something in the future?
Just wait on that. We'll do that the
in
last.
the future, yeah.
What,
Dr. Revis, were you going to do
yeah.
something with this right here? Were you going to talk about this? Because I'm going to go show them where I have put those assignments in there
Okay.
and
Okay, this is your second peer review checklist. This is taken directly from your handbook. I did not do anything any differently there than is in your handbook. I put the rubric in there. I again gave you the Massachusetts example. You always, if it's different than the rubric that comes from North Carolina, always do your North Carolina rubric. It is due. It is due on November the 9th. Okay.
okay, everybody mute yourselves. Okay. Dr. Revis, I'm going to have to mute everybody and then you
Okay.
come back and okay. I can't find it now. Okay.
There it went.
Everybody, please make sure you mute yourself.
Honestly, James Kennedy couldn't be given a better life.
Whatever. Let me stop share, Dr. Rivers, and I'll come back in there. I've got to, let me do that. Participants, mute all. Now, go ahead and answer. Nicole, Cindy, did we answer your questions, Nicole and Christy?
Quick question. Sorry, a follow-up. For peer review 2, for that one that's due the 9th, what is that one reviewing again? What assignment is that reviewing?
Assignment 8, right, Dr. Revis?
Dr. Revis, you're muted.
Dr. Revis, unmute yourself.
I muted myself when you told everybody to mute themselves. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Ask your question one more time.
Peer review 2 that's due November 9th, that is reviewing which assignment?
That is reviewing your task 2 of NCPPA.
Task 2.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I thought we were just working on task 1 of this semester. Task 1.
Well, task 1 has several parts.
Okay.
Okay. And I may be saying it wrong. You're looking at artifact number 2.
Okay.
That's the correct terminology. I did confuse you. I understand why you were confused.
Okay, artifact number 2. And then, okay. Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions? I know it's overload, guys.
Okay. The questions, and I'm going back to look at this is I have already put the peer review number 2 in under assignments. When you go in here, my students were saying they couldn't get in there. See, it's visible to students. When I click on it, this is what shows up, and it does open up. It gives you the instructions again, what to do. You can check on the checklist is right there again that you need, and then you will submit this just like you do any other assignment. So it does open up. Dr. Revis, can you see anything that I'm doing wrong there? It says that it's visible to students, and it opens up.
Go ahead and open it up one more time. And let's look at the
And the reason we're doing this, there's going to be students because some work ahead faster than others, and they're not going to want to be held up. So that's why we're going ahead and giving this information.
Dr. Stedman,
Go ahead and open that
won't
up.
open.
Do what?
Mine will not open. When I go to it so today's date, to be successful in this module, when I click on the link, it says you need access.
Okay, go to your assignment, and I will go back to that place, and I will put it in again. So maybe I just need to update it, and then I'll have Dr. Revis or I may send you a message, Christy, and tell you to check it again and let me know. Okay.
And as I'm looking, it looks like I may be logged into a different Google. I think it's Google. I think on my computer I'm logged into a different account. So I think that may be the issue.
Okay, but we'll get it clear. So you'll be okay. We'll get it clear. But thank y'all for bringing this to our attention. All I know is it opens up on my end, so I've got to figure out why it would not open up on your end.
Dr. Stedman, click on it and open it up one more time.
Okay, right here, the peer review checklist.
Yes. All right, go up to the share button at the top right hand. Okay.
We've got 10 minutes, Dr. Revis.
Okay. You've got it restricted. And so you need to, hit that little button. Anyone with the link. And that should fix it.
Done. Okay. Sorry. Thank you. Christy, y'all see if it open up again now.
See, we're such old dogs. This is stretching us a little bit. Katie?
On the calendar component of Blackboard, that's where I typically go to click on there and turn in my assignments. The
Okay.
dates are not jiving. Definitely
Okay.
that one that was listed for the 23rd, and then the things that are due on the 9th are not on there. Do you mind just updating that so that
Of
we're all
course.
on the
Thank
same
you.
page? I'm just feeling
Yes,
like something's gonna slip through the cracks.
I understand. And
Katie,
that's a
that's what
great
I
way to
was
turn
saying.
things in.
We
Yeah.
just got this figured out this week, and I went ahead and put mine in while I was away at that retreat at nighttime in the room. And Dr. Revis and I had not had a chance to talk yet, so we were going to go over that, but thank you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
That's a great way to keep up with it. Anything else, guys?
Hannah has a question.
All right, my last question is, we are only submitting the peer review sheet. We are not submitting anything into TaskStream or on the NCPPA website yet.
That's
We're going to do
correct.
all of that later together.
Yes.
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 This is just one of your checks
Okay.
because again, we can't look at your work. Dr. Stebbin and I cannot look at what you're going to submit NCPPA. Your teammate is the only person who can look at it. Okay? That's your only chance to review.
Okay, Jennifer?
Okay, it's me again. So just so that I'm clear, can you just give me a long range plan of on NCPPA, artifact 1 and 2, what else will be due by December before the end of the semester? What will go on to NCPPA?
Everything that's listed in that handbook. Artifact 1, 2,
1,
and
2,
3.
3, and 4.
Let me pull my task
Revis,
list out.
there were four things I thought. If I thought there were four things, Jennifer.
Okay.
And Dr. Revis, she pointed it out last week and she said, anyway, I thought there were four.
Everything in task 1 you have to have ready to turn in before the end of this semester. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else? Now, guys, I know it sounds like a lot, but you've got all this stuff, right? You've got it all.
Okay, if I'm looking at this right, Dr. Revis, Jennifer, this answers the question. It starts on page 20. The artifacts, artifact 1, let me see. No, that's not it. And no, I'm sorry, that's not it.
You've got to do artifacts 1, 2, and 3.
Uh-huh.
Your documents that support your artifacts.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Yeah.
And your commentary and that confidentiality form.
And that does start on page 20 through 25.
Correct.
So your handbook pages 20 through 25.
So assignment 8, it sounds like is going to be the last thing that Gardner Webb is expecting. So does that mean that we'll have the month of November and, well, I guess the month of November to get our artifacts together to upload to NCPPA so that we can just focus on
You're going to have an assignment 9 as well. That's your reflection. We'll talk about that later on, but that won't be nearly as intensive as any of this. You've got another assignment.
But yeah, that assignment 9, you need to write it in terms of if you were having to upload it, that's going to be what you would upload for that your commentary in NCPPA. Okay? But we just can't have you do it that way. No, you're not going to have a whole month to finish it. You're going to have to be working and doing through what we're doing in Gardner Webb. Everything we've done, every assignment that we've done, folks, you should be able to use in that portfolio. It's just pulling bits and pieces and putting it in the correct place in that portfolio. Okay?
And Jennifer, if you have further questions, because I can see it in your eyes a little bit. If you have further questions, reach out to Dr. Revis because we want you to be clear about it, okay?
Yeah, just reach out to me.
Randy?
Just, just a quick question. We are turning in our own peer review, or are we turning in our partners?
You're turning in the one you do on your partner.
So I would
And you
turn in
do.
Christie's and Christy would turn in mine.
She will do the one that she does on you,
Okay.
and you'll do the one that you do on her.
You're just doing the checklist.
Right. Okay. Amanda?
So you caught my attention at the very beginning when you said it's something we're working on with you guys for next semester, and you were discussing about the PLCs and leading, establishing a PLC with the academic area. And so the work that we do right now can move forward into next semester. And I was just interested in what that was. Are y'all are you reaching out as far as us leading that, or is that something that we'll have to establish? I just got excited when you said it's something we're working on for next semester.
Let us talk about that privately, Amanda, because we don't want to confuse people too much. We were just basically introducing it. So if you don't mind, let us have a private conversation about that, okay?
Okay, all righty.
Or either we will talk about it when we have more time, maybe next week or something. Is that okay?
It is.
We'll build that in there.
Okay, I just caught a little bit of a glimpse of joy for a minute.
Okay,
so
well, you'll have fun with it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, guys, we've probably got about three minutes left and it's going to go off. You're doing a great job though. I mean, it's been a lot for Dr. Revis and me this semester.
Yes, we continue to be impressed by your quality of work you're turning in.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm just blown away. So you're going to be fine on everything. You probably need to, if you haven't been looking at that candidate handbook, you need to pull it out and really start digging in it.
Any more questions? Okay, Candace?
I'm sorry, I had technical issues last week where I couldn't hear anyone, so I logged off. But I'm in there now and I don't know where I can find my Zoom buddy. I was told that we have Zoom buddies and I don't have one. I need a friend.
Did I not assign you one?
I was looking at Blackboard, but I don't see it unless I'm looking in the wrong place.
Candace, let me give you a call and we'll find it, okay?
Okay, all right.
'Cause we're gonna go off here in just a second.
Okay.
I think if you look under Zoom Teams, look under what does she need to look under, Dr. Stedman, to find her Zoom team?
Yours was different than mine.
But I went back and I put it where you put it too.
Dr. Stedman, yours is under the syllabus, policies, and other course information.
Okay.
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.